Mel here, and welcome back to Mel's Blind Life, the YouTube channel all about blindness. And welcome to the second video I've done on the Victor Reader Trek, and hopefully my first video once a month doing a technology demonstration or how-to or some such thing. You will remember that I have got a playlist down below. I will link it. That is about adaptive technology or assistive technology. I can't remember what I called it now. But you can check that playlist out. It's pretty old now, but it's there. And so like I said, from now on, I will be trying to do a video once a month about a technology demonstration. And like I also said, this is the second video I've done about the Victor Reader Trek. Here is one I prepared earlier. Quite a while ago, I did a video that was an unboxing and first look sort of thing. I will link that down below as well. And it is in the assistive technology playlist. But this video, I would like to just explain to you all of the buttons on this machine. And it has got a lot of buttons. This machine has over 20 buttons, and some of them actually have different functions depending on what part of the device, what function of the device you're using. So let's do just one particular kind of function today, which will be the book reading function. Don't groan at me, Penelope. So I just want to quickly point out that this video isn't endorsed, seen, sponsored, anything by Humanware, which is the company that manufactures these. I'm doing this as an interest for all of you out there, and so that hopefully one of you guys will be able to learn how to use this cute little friend. But if Humanware see it and they like it and they think it's a good resource, then by all means, they can use it. I know, Penny, disclaimers are boring, aren't they? But you have to do them. So if we start by holding the device with the keyboard facing us, on the left-hand edge of the device, there are 3 buttons. There is a round button and 2 triangle-shaped up and down arrow buttons. Now, I kind of gave away the function of these triangle buttons just then. These are the up and down arrow buttons. And the round shaped button is for turning the device on and off. So if you hold it down for a few seconds, the device will vibrate, and that means it's turned on. And if you hold it down for another few seconds, when you're finished using the device, it will vibrate twice, and that means it's turned off. The other function of the little round button up the top there is to change the settings that the arrows control. So these arrows control 3 different settings. They are the speed, tone, and volume of whatever kind of audio you are listening to. So if you want an audiobook to talk to you really, really fast, then these are the ones that you would use. Change the volume of a radio show, anything like that. So that's what those 3 buttons on the left-hand side are for. And on the right-hand side of the device, there is one little square button, which is slightly indented into the side of the machine, and it is the record button. So when you do a voice recording on the Victor Reader Trek, it will be saved in an MP3 file format onto the SD card, which is sitting in the top of the machine there, and you can access your recordings by the computer, which we'll talk about at a later date. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. A little bit, I've been talking too much. So then if we look at the very front of the device, you will see all the bazillion buttons that I was talking about in my intro. You will start with the top row of buttons above the keypad, and the top left button is a square button. This is the go-to button. So this goes to page, file number, something like that when you are reading a book. The button next to that is a round button. Now this button is the button that manages the three main sources of the device. So you press it to toggle between the online bookshelf, which is things that are stored on the internet that it has to have a Wi-Fi connection to read those sources, I guess. Those things can include podcast download, your talking book library, so mine is Vision Australia Library, Bookshare, and your internet radio. The second thing that this toggles between is the offline bookshelf, as it calls it. The offline bookshelf is basically all of the books and music and voice recordings and saved podcasts and text files that are stored on the SD card. And the third function that it toggles between is the GPS. So another cute little function that I'll quickly tell you about with this middle round button is that it also, if you hold it down, toggles your Wi-Fi on and off. So your airplane mode on and off. You hold it down for a couple of seconds, it will turn it off or on, and vice versa. The third button in the top row of three buttons on the machine is a diamond shaped button. This is the Bookmark Key. So this manages bookmarks that you've got saved in both your online and offline books. You will probably have several times that you want to put bookmarks in, that you can do a highlighted bookmark, so you can do a bookmark that goes for 30 seconds of an important lecture that you've recorded on your notes. You can do a normal bookmark, which just remembers your last spot in a book that you are reading or something like that. So that is the diamond button, is the bookmark managing button. Then we have got the numerical keypad underneath that. So the number one of the numerical keypad is your bookshelf button. So remember I said that you've got your online bookshelves and your offline bookshelves. The number one button toggles through the books, the different areas of books, I suppose you could call it, in those bookshelves. So for example, the number one, if you press that, it goes from your voice recording to your text files, then from your text files to your audiobooks. Or that's the offline bookshelves. On the online bookshelves, the number one can go from the internet radio to the Vision Australia Library for me, or to the podcasts that are waiting to be downloaded. Next to that is the number two, obviously. Now the numbers 2 and 8 are the buttons that you can use to toggle different navigation functions. So if you're reading a audiobook, for example, a Daisy audiobook, you can use the numbers 2 and 8 to navigate between moving by time, by page, by screen, by line, by character, and things like that. Then next to the number 2 is the number 3. The number 3 is the delete key. Very important that you don't press the delete key where you don't want to. So this is a key that you would press to remove a book from your downloads, to remove a book from your SD card, to remove a recording, an audio recording that you don't like. You can also press the number 3 when you're doing a voice recording, if something's gone wrong, or if you want to cancel the recording, you can press the number 3 to delete that. Then the number 4 is next. Now the number 4 and the number 6 do the same thing, and these two are for shuffling through your books. So remember before I said that 2 and 8 change the way that you can navigate? Well, 4 and 6 are the navigation keys. They are the ones that you press to move by time, page, line, character, etc. The number 5 is the where am I key. So this key will tell you where you are in a book, where you are on a page, where you are in an audio file. So an example of this would say if you're reading an audiobook and you think to yourself, man, this is a horrible book. I don't want to know how long it's going to drag on for because it's a school book and I really, really don't like it. And you can press this number 5 and you can find out that there's still 23 hours to go of that hideous book that you've only read 15 minutes of and you can't stand, but you have to read it anyway. And yes, I did do that in high school. Then next to the number 5, like I said, number 6 and number 4 work together to move by time, by minute, page, etc. Underneath the next button is the number 7. Number 7 is your menu key. It goes into your menu when you are reading. It can help you go into the menu to change some of the audio settings. You can also press it to go into the menu when you're on the online bookshelf to change some of your Wi-Fi settings. So it's basically the settings key, really, the menu settings key. Then number 8, like I said, works in conjunction with the number 2 to choose the functions of the 4 and 6, the navigation by time, line, etc. Then the number 9 is the key that if you press it, this key will actually toggle between the recorded audio of a talking book, will toggle the voices that read the text of a book. So there are 2 voices. There's a female voice and a male voice, and you can use the number 9 to change the voices and the recording. Then the number 0 is the information key. So this will tell you information about the book that you're listening to, or about the storage of the SD card, the battery level, the software version, stuff like that. So that is the information key, is the number 0. Then underneath the number 7, like on a normal keypad, is the star key. So the star key is basically your cancel key. So if you remember earlier, I said that the number 3 is your delete key. So if you accidentally press the delete key and you didn't mean to press the delete key and it has asked you whether you want to delete a file or folder, you will press the star key, which is your cancel key. And your hash key, which is underneath the 9, this key is to confirm something, basically. So if you have pressed that number 3 and you did mean it, then you would confirm by pressing the hash key. That is all of the buttons and functions of the buttons on the keypad. Last but not least is the 4 buttons underneath the keypad here. So you will see that there's an oval shaped button here on its own. This is the sleep and time button. So if you press this button once from anywhere, it will tell you the current time and date. If you press it twice, it will activate the sleep timer. And continue pressing it, it will change the time that the sleep timer is set for. So say, for example, you press it once, you get told the time. You press it twice, you get told you activate a 15-minute sleep timer. And you basically just keep pressing it until you've found the correct sleep timer that you want. The other thing about the sleep timer that is important to note is that if you just continue pressing it because you didn't mean to put a sleep timer on, you continue pressing it until it says sleep off. So that is the sleep timer setting button. Then the very bottom 3 keys on the Victor Reader Trek are 2 arrows. These ones sit sideways either side of a rectangle button. And these guys are pretty self-explanatory. They are the play and the seek buttons. So the play button is the one in the middle, which is the rectangle button, play pause, and the left backwards arrow and the right forwards arrow. Now these only jump by a couple of seconds, so if you just press them, and they jump pretty quickly if you hold them down. So they're basically your fast forward and rewind. But if you want to move, like I said, by minute or page or heading in a book, you would use the 2, 4 and 6. So that is all of the buttons on the Victor Reader Trek. I can't believe we got through it. That you need to use to read your books. I think next time I do a Victor Reader Trek video, I will explain some of the way to use your book reader, and then we'll move on to the GPS later. So I hope that this has helped if you're new to the Victor Reader stream family or the Victor Reader Trek. If it has, then you're welcome. And I hope that you have learned something. If you're interested in the Victor Reader Trek, I will put it in the description down below. Like I said, though, this isn't endorsed or anything by Humanware. I will also link my assistive technology playlist down below and my unboxing video of the Victor Reader Trek. So I hope that everyone has a really good day, that you're all safe and well, and please remember to like this video, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the bell notification if you want to see all of my videos every time they get uploaded. And leave a comment down below if you have any questions, anything you'd like me to review or demonstrate about this device or any other devices that I use in my day-to-day life as a blind person. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day. Bye bye.